Hey guys, it's me, Evie from Evie's Creations, and a few of you guys have asked me about my stenciling, so I thought I'd go ahead and do a quick hangout on air and do it live for you guys. Now, I am in a very dark room. This is Carolyn's room, so it is in the middle of being done, as I've discussed on the blog and on Facebook. Just the other day, we modified the IKEA Varda bed that's behind me. My husband actually sawed it. My husband actually sawed it, part of it off because it was too high for this room. As you can see, this room has very low ceiling. So it's kind of a mess right now. So ignore it. I promise the reveal will be a lot better than what it looks like at the moment. And actually, if you see in the corner back there, I have the old stencils that I had in the room. And pretty soon I'll do the new stencil that I just got, which I'm very excited. So thank you, Cutting Edge. And let me get started. I did Carolyn's vanity over. I think you guys have seen, some of you guys may have seen the original refinish that I did, which is gray and pink, because back when Carolyn was 5, she loved the color pink. She no longer loves it. So we're now at lavender and teal, because you guessed it, my daughter wants a frozen-inspired bedroom. So this is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be working on stenciling some really cute various size snowflake stencils from Cutting Edge. I'm not sure if you can see it just because it's, see-through. We have this size, this is the smaller one, and then we have the one in the middle as well, which is right here. So we're going to stencil a little bit of it for you live. I am going to be using, here. I'm going to be using Americana Decor paint by DecoArt. And it is, this is the color Everlasting, and I'm sorry I have the floodlight right there. I'm trying to get some lighting in this room, which is not easy. It only has one window as opposed to the room that I usually do my hangouts in, and that room has 8 windows, so I apologize. And just over the top of the color that we're going to use, over the top of the white, I'm going to just use a little bit of DecoArt Glamour Dust, and this one, I believe it's Purple Passion. It's Purple Passion. So that's what that looks like. And it's really cool because even though it's paint, it's more glitter than paint. So, and you'll see it when I put it on the desk here, but it'll look very clear and you'll just have a nice shine to it. So it won't overwhelm the purple. Let me switch over now to my other camera. Oh, before I do that, I have various size stencil brushes. Somebody was asking me what kind of stencil brush do I use. I don't use the foam ones. I don't know what those are called. I can't remember. I use actual stencil brushes, and I have various size ones. And you can also get these from Cutting Edge, or you could just go to your local, craft store, Michael's, Joann's, whatever's local to you is, and use them, to buy any of these stencil brushes. What you want to look for when you're doing this type of stencil is that it has to be flat. They have dome ones, but those are for specific types of stencils, and this is a flat one, so we're going to use a flat stencil. And because these are very detailed, it's a very detailed little stencil here because it's a snowflake, I want to use a smaller size just so I can control exactly how much paint I want, where I want it, and that way you can ensure it doesn't bleed. Now, I don't use any sort of adhesive on the back. I just don't, because for starters, especially when you're using any type of chalky finish paint, whether it's, chalk paint or an acrylic with an acrylic base with a chalky finish like this one, it can damage the finish because I'm doing this before I put the sealer on. So I'm not painting onto the sealed surface. I'm painting on the raw, just freshly painted surface. So I did let it cure for about a week before I did this, just because I always like paint to cure in between coats. You don't have to do that. The chalky paint, this type of paint does dry pretty quickly, but I would prefer that you wait to stencil until it's at least dry to the touch, and if not, wait a day or 2. All right, so I'm going to switch over now, and hopefully this will work. Bear with me, I'm still trying out my various types of cameras. So 1 second. Okay, so here we are. Let's see. Let me see if I can do this. I'm terrible at moving stuff on camera. Here is my stencil, and I can't figure out where, okay, it's centered now, okay. Sorry guys, I'm a mess when it comes to this kind of stuff, you know this already. So it's really important that you have a piece of paper towel to offload your brush. That is the single most important piece of advice I can give you, is to make sure you offload the brush. Now, I'm going to do these snowflakes in very random order, so it doesn't really matter where they are, where they start. I'm going to do them all over the top of the desk and probably down the front. So let's start. Now, I'm not using any adhesive. You can use tape if you want, but if you stencil the proper way, you really will not need anything, because it'll hold your hand, and the stencil, the way you're stenciling, will hold it in place. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is offload. So I've got some paint on there, and then I literally just take some of it off. You don't want it too loaded of a brush, or else it will bleed through. So, let's try to do this where you guys can see. I don't know what the best way to do this is. Let's see. All right. Sorry, guys. All right. So, what I'm going to do, I can't see because of my hand. Maybe I should have planned this out better. Sorry, guys. All right. Let me move it over to the left so that you can see. There we go. Up a little bit. Okay. Now, hopefully, you'll be able to see it if I can just get the camera to go there for a minute. All right, there we go. So, I'm going to literally just go like, oh my gosh, how can I figure this out for the life of me? All right, we're just going to start. So, I'm going to start over here so you guys can see it. I'm going to stencil in a, hold down the stencil in circular motion. So this is how we're stenciling. Hold on, let me get nearly enough paint on there. All right, like I said, I've offloaded, and now I'm going to start. So as you can see, I'm just doing it in a light. I'm not pushing down too hard so it doesn't bleed, and it's just a circular motion. That's all I'm doing. I'm not going crazy with, you know, how much paint I use, and I'm literally using what paint I have on the paper towel as I go along. So that's the easiest way to do it, I find, is to use what is on the paper towel instead of actually dipping it into the paint itself. So just going over the whole thing properly in a circular motion. Now, this is the method that Jana herself, who is the owner of Cutting Edge Stencils, taught me when I went to go visit her awesome factory, so a few years ago. So she's a decorative painter, and she's been doing this for a very long time. So I trust her, and it's always worked. It's never failed. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep at it. And let's see. Again, I'm just offloading the brush as I go along. And as you can see, I'm doing it in a circular motion all over the place. And that will help to make sure that it minimizes the bleed through and any extra paint. So offload is key. Take anything away from this video, it's that you must offload your brush. So that's it. Let's see, I have to do the last little section here. And you see a little paint goes a long way. You can always obviously go back over it if you want it to be darker, but because it's a snowflake, I want it to kind of look wispy and faint, and I probably will distress a little bit of it off of the top just to make it look really cool. The color that is on the vanity right now is a custom color that I mixed from DecoArt, Americana DecoArt's Chalky finish paint. I used Everlasting, and I used the lavender color, which the name of it right now is completely gone from my brain, but I will definitely put it in the blog post when we do the full reveal of the desk. So let's see, I'm going to get a different brush now, and I'm going to wait for that to dry a little bit. I do want it to sort of mix in with it though. Like I want it to almost be white and purple at the same time. So I'm going to go back and do the glitter over it. Like I said, the glitter is really cool because it's just really faint. So you'll catch it with the light, but you won't necessarily see all of it right away. So it'll look really cool, I think. And again, I'm just doing circular motion and offloading the brush. Every time I put some more on there, I offload it. All right, so let's pick this up, and hopefully you guys can see how pretty it looks. And you see, it really didn't bleed. You see how nice and sharp the edges are? That's exactly what I wanted it to look like. It's nice and sharp, and it's nice and faint, but still there's enough color on it. Of course, I can never get the camera to go over exactly where I want it to go. But isn't that beautiful? And yeah, so that's how I stencil. And I have a lot more snowflakes to go. So let me switch over cameras. 1 second. I'm back. So that's how I will answer them to my best ability, and I'm just going to be here stenciling, so I'll be here for a while. But yeah, that's how I stencil, and thank you, Cutting Edge, for providing the stencils, and thank you to DecoArt for the awesome paint. So this was actually not a sponsored video, but I did use the products. So, and they did provide the products for the actual post that I'm going to be doing. So that part was sponsored. And I do have to disclaim, because it's Frozen inspired, I'm not making money by selling this vanity. It's for my daughter because it's a licensed Disney character. So the next few steps for this vanity, it's a vanity that I've turned into a desk, is Mod Podging. Well, actually not Mod Podging. We're using decoupage, DecoArt decoupage. My apologies. We're going to decoupage the really cool Frozen coaster that I bought and onto the side of it, and I'm going to finish off with some beautiful DeLawless hardware on it. So I am very excited to show you the finished product. Until then, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for visiting. And as always, sprinkle some fun into your world. All right, guys? Bye.